Hello and welcome to my new story. Look for the opportunities and not for the obstacle part 2. Look for the opportunities and not for the obstacles part 2. In this story, I am going to narrate you the story of David and Goliath. It is one of the most iconic and celebrated tales from the history. David and Goliath. I am sure everyone who is acquainted with this Bible story knows that David, as a young boy, slew the giant Goliath in hand-to-hand combat. The story is an inspiring example of how the plucky underdog could defeat someone who is much bigger than him. In this story, the Jews were fighting a battle against Philistines. Both the armies were ready to fight and standing on two mountains facing each other. A valley separated these two armies. Goliath was the champion of the Philistines. He was 9 feet tall, giant and strong. He wore a strong armor and carried a huge spear in his hand. Every day, he would walk out of his tent towards the Jewish army and challenge them to send one soldier to fight him in single combat to settle the issue and decide the winner of the war. The condition was simple. If Goliath beats the Jewish soldier, the Philistine would win. But if Jew soldier was victorious, the Jews would win. The entire Jewish army was under fear of this mighty warrior. Even their king was very apprehensive. But a young shepherd boy, David, a teenager boy, accepted the challenge. He stepped out of his tent to face Goliath, armed with only his sling and few stones. Goliath, the giant, rushed to crush this boy. At that moment, David used his sling to hurl a stone at his opponent. The stone struck Goliath in his forehead, and Goliath was dead. He was killed. David cut off his head and presented it to the king. The Philistines fled the battle. Everybody know this story up to this stage. But the next stage is very important. After the war, the Jewish king called the boy. The king asked David, "Congratulations, but tell me, how did you get the courage to fight the giant Goliath who was too big to hit, and the entire army was in fear of him?" David answered in a simple manner. He had very different perspective, and he replied, "No, my lord, Goliath was not too big to hit. Goliath was not too big to hit. He was too big to miss. He was too big to miss. Same giant." But all soldiers focused only on the obstacles, whereas Goliath saw an opportunity. While others were afraid of the size of the Goliath, David saw Goliath as an opportunity, his size as an opportunity, and exploited the opportunity. Most successful people look for and focus on the opportunities, whereas the unsuccessful can only see the obstacles. Focus on obstacles and you are sure to fail. Focus on goals and you are bound to succeed. Develop the right attitude slay the Goliath, and reap the benefits. Thank you very much for listening patiently. All the best.